Why hello there, my fellow goblins. Tired of being attacked by wolves? Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Goblin Camp. Episode 5, Building a Defensive Moat. You know, I'm gonna revert the load a little bit so that the pit doesn't flood. Because I don't want it to flood. Because flooding too early is, like, bad and makes it really hard to manage. I just don't know if, I don't know if I can change the terrain height in time prior to that flood. Because I don't think it flooded from this side. I think it only flooded from the left side. And then, likewise, just like I did before, cancel out the palisade wall until the moat's done. The problem wasn't building the floodgates at both ends, it's that this end here naturally floods. It's in a flood zone. So I need to raise the land around it to prevent it from flooding prematurely, if you hadn't noticed. So that was the problem. Also, the fact that, you know, rain is going to be a regular issue as well. So I'm going to want an Archimedes screw pump to remedy that, which I'll set up once I raise the terrain level. Oh, I'm pretty sure I said don't build that. So this is the terrain leveling that I need done first. There's just not the concept of, like, emergency priority. I can't, like, priority 9 it in Oxygen Not Included speak. Yep, it wasn't enough time. And it flooded in. Alright, I'm gonna load back. Oh, you know what? I don't have an older load. So we'll just have to deal with it the way it is now. As you can see, the moat works. We just kind of didn't want it to. But, yeah, oh well, damage was done. Actually, no, I'm going to load back and use the raise terrain spell in order to accelerate it so that it's not a problem. I think that's probably the best bet. Destructively terraform the area, but for the benefit of it won't flood prematurely. Alright, some of it is already getting flooded up. That's fine. So once we flatten it out, what we can do is use the screw pumps to drain it so that we can work down there and continue to flatten it out. Because once it's flooded, you know, you don't really have the ability to dig. So at this end, I can do a screw pump where we will we'll be able to actively remove water from the flooded section at will. I think having loaded back this is when I hadn't queued up the raven statues to hold the forest cover back. So I'm going to have to queue some more of these to be built. Which is fine. Just need to make note of it. Alright, so this didn't fully flood like it did previous springs, which is good. Distant Rumble had already triggered. So here, as you can see, the water level is at its peak maximum now. And we'll just keep digging it out and pumping out the water that's stuck in there. I might, for convenience, leave one little section as like a functional bridge across. So what I'm going to do is cancel the order here so that this can always be a thoroughfare until we have a pontoon bridge set up. Alright, taking a look at the queued jobs. Yeah, they're currently working on dig. Okay. I was just making sure that digging was still like a high priority job. And the reason for 2 wide is so that we can dig on both sides. Because the 3 wide becomes a lot more complicated because you'll have to be in the pit to continue digging. I don't think I'm going to manage to get a bonfire in for this season, though. That'd be my guess. All right. I think my guess... Oh. Sacrifices for the bonfire. Yep, we don't have a bonfire built. Cheers. But the water level's starting to subside, which will allow us to dig a little bit more freely. What's funny is in the pit, we're already getting, like, trees growing, like hawthorn and the like. So, large projects take longer because, like, the earth will try to reclaim what you're working on. But yeah, we definitely didn't get the bonfire up in time. Angers the forest spirits, but I don't think the full consequences of that are coded into the game just yet. What's interesting is they're spending a lot of time hauling logs. I'm not really sure why, because in the job priorities... Well, they're bringing construction materials, but I don't think I have any log-based construction projects. So it's really digging that is the highest priority, but they're not really working on that at the moment. They're like clearing bushes and trees in the area. Oh, there we go. Now I can see them working on the screw pump. I think, probably due to game bugs, the nettle... Actually, well, before I say for any certainty, I should check my nettle seeds to make sure that no, I have plenty of nettle seeds. I have 1,400 of them. See, I'm not really sure why they didn't bother sowing the nettle fields. As I said this at the start of the stream, this is like early access, and there is some issues. And, you know, I think we should have sown it like last month, and we just never did. I'm not at risk of starvation, but when playing, just know that, like, sometimes certain orders need to be duplicated in order to make sure that they actually get done. Otherwise, you'll be scratching your head as to why you didn't get that farm tilled or planted or, you know, etc., etc. Looks like maybe about half the moat's been dug up, but there's certainly a lot of spots where they just, like, definitely gave up. Where it had gotten queued up. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to cancel any orders out here and reissue them. Oh, no. Wow, that was weird. That was supposed to be a cancel order, and it became a do something order. I don't want you getting all those trees. Oh well. Apparently I can't cancel that. So canceling these orders to reissue them to make sure that they're actually done. Even this screw pump back here. Because I'm going to change... That was awful. I'm going to change the physical location of the screw pump. To right there. Okay, so hopefully in canceling everything, what I'm focusing on is I'm focusing on the screw pump and floodgate areas first, so that I can more control dig a moat, because doing it all at once doesn't seem to be advisable. Okay, so now the queued tasks and jobs are not, like, obscene, which should allow me to actually get more work done. Because I think what ended up happening was there was just too much work in the backlog, and the goblins weren't actually doing anything in the time allotted. Oh, they got it. Certain facilities like kitchens and potters have a fire risk. So as you can see, there was a small fire at the potter's yard, but it got, oh, and there's one in the stockyard. Let's see if they control it or not. So is this another reason to use canals? Because if you have water readily available and easy to access, you can put the fires out quick. Whereas if you don't, you know, you could burn down pretty quick. So there's the screw pumps. And then once the screw pumps are in, I'll start to excavate the moat from where the screw pumps are all the way back to where the floodgates are eventually going to go in. So once the water is at its lowest and I have everything excavated and screw pumped, I can put floodgates in, so I can let the water in, or I can pump the water out. Actually, what's his current height? 925? 925 might be enough for, like, a functioning moat. As long as there's... Well, we'll see if it's impassable or not. I might need a stepped screw pump if it isn't. So, we're doing some science. And here the screw pumps are going. and draining any of the liquid. Let's do 875. It's cool that my little artificial bay that I made is filling with reeds. Kind of neat. I like how the flora kind of matches the environmental conditions that you artificially create. I think it's pretty neat. Alright, don't get stranded down there. Oh, rain, of course. Well, at least the snow will help. Maybe. Alright, let's try to bring it down to its original height of 825. Oh, not pick. Just go. And see if that works. I might have to adjust the screw pump height, because I don't think the screw pump's working from this elevation. As there seems to be standing water and then we're not actually pumping it out. But, hey, the moat's getting in. And that's honestly the important part to me. Getting in and freezing up. I'm going to demolish these screw pumps. I don't think that they're able to access the water level that we need necessarily pumped, so it might need to be stepped screw pumps. Not entirely sure. Or we could just do away with the idea of being able to functionally pump it out anyway, because once it's flooded, we probably want to keep it flooded, I'd imagine. As it's a source of our security. That Raven statue's in the way, so let's build an alternative. Kadath! Thanks for gifting out a sub. Yet another of so many. I'll try to do screw pumps back here that matches the level. So let's see. This is at 825, so let's do one at 925. Nope, don't pick. And flatten this out to 925 and see if it works. Yep, that moat's coming together. Nice. Alternatively to the pontoon bridge, I could do a plank bridge here once there's water in there. I think that's where I want it. I'll have to double check. I'm going to pause just to make sure. Because we have a duck, we have duckboard already here. I would want to just extend the duckboard out to the edge. So yeah, I got it exactly where I wanted it. Perfect. Let's keep going with that design. Get rid of that Raven statue in the way. Now, I think that this will flood once the snow melt melts. So we're kind of fighting against time. But we don't actually have to be. Let's go to 1025 and brick it up ourselves. I don't know if they're going to manage to do those dig tasks in time. Well, that's the hope. So that it doesn't flood too early. And then bring the rest of the moat down to 825. Because there isn't too much more to do. And it looks like they are tilling now, which is good. Oh, good. Yeah, they're filling it in. So we're not going to have, like, a water flood. Perfect. Because I'm not quite ready for a giant volume of water to come flooding into our moat. There's a tiny spot of forest cover here, but no one's going to get lost in, like, one little dot of forest cover. I don't think that the screw pump's going to actually work, because there's nowhere for the water to dump out to yet. So I'll just disable it, because I don't need that goblin working there forever. Disable? No, don't do automatic. Just keep it disabled. Thank you. It's basically detecting water in there and trying to get it out. Good. So, yep, we didn't flood. Good, good, good. Okay. As far as I can tell, we have a full moat. So I'm just waiting on the plank bridge here that I've queued up 1,000 times and actually haven't managed to build. Frustratingly. I think probably because the progress keeps getting washed away. And then the other thing is changing the ground height for the perimeter for the, for the palisades. If you still want palisades, to the appropriate height. So I'm going to redo that everywhere because it's hard to tell where we've done it and where we haven't. And going over, and we definitely did it here, but going over already flattened terrain is just like a terrain check. It doesn't take a lot of manual labor. I do have strips of forest cover here. Yeah, you're right. Let's get rid of that. And then there's some here as well. It's mostly this forest cover is only because there's been trees growing here, and once we turn that all into farmland, we won't need the raven statues because the farmland doesn't generate forest cover. Okay, I think that's mostly flattened. So we have spot for floodgates. And we'll plop those in. Do you get goblins like migrants? You can. I have them disabled at the moment because I have all the goblins I want. Sacrifices. So let's go ahead and actually do sacrifices this year. I'm going to do a lot of them. I'll be a goblin of much culture. Oh, more capacity is used than we have room for. There. Because we missed last year, we'll overdo it this year. Quite frankly, I don't even know if we can fill the fill the sacrifice pit up enough in time. But I guess we'll see. Oops, 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 oops. Didn't mean to do that. Cancel order. Bonfire. Yeah, it's full. It's gonna be a hell of a sacrifice. So I think we'll need stepped screw pumps. What's a little weird is there's already water in there, and it's gonna be hard to get that water out. Unless I use, like, raise terraforming. I think. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Floodgates. Are you in? You are in. You are not level, though. So I'm going to fix that, because that's hideous. Actually, that one's level. The other one isn't. So let's change ground height for the other side of the moat. Just so that we have, like, level floodgates. Cause yeah, I don't need any ugliness. Oh god, oh god. The fire spread. We put the house out, but I might want to move the bonfire a little bit deeper because it is jumping, I think, through the river reeds and into this shed. But yeah, that was a big sacrifice period. So now our tree is a level 5. And I'm gonna go ahead and summon some water here. Funny problem to have. Oh, no! We washed out some of the clay figurines. Oh well. It's just a little bit of clay, not a big problem. Okay, so now the other side is leveled. Let's do another floodgate. And I'm probably, this is going to be destructive, but I'm going to do a raise earth here so that we can try to finish the screw pumps. Hey Rusty, thank you for the resub. This was a mega project. But yeah, here we go. Screw pumps are now draining that water out. Dumping it here. You can't visually really see that exactly, but like, that's what it's supposed to be doing at least. I really don't see the water coming out though. I think... I could be wrong about this, but I think... No? That's part of the screw pump. Well, we might have to tinker with it. We'll see. What's funny is ever since we did this major change, I haven't had any wolves come. So all of these defensive... all this defensive posturing and, like, no wolves. I don't like that noise. Hell's on fire. I think the potter caught fire again. Alright, these trees need to get out of the way. I can't see what's going on over here with the trees in the way. Okay. Cool. So there's one little, like, problematic spot that didn't get drained from the screw pumps. But, I think that will probably... Well, you know what I could do? Change ground height. I'll just over-engineer it. I'll let it drain back so that we can complete the project. But yeah, our moat looks fairly complete. And as you can see, the goblins can't pass through it. So it's obviously functional. There are spots that you can get around it here, for instance. But that will be far less of a problem once we have our palisades up. Okay, so now we have a tiered screw pump system to be able to pump out everything if we want it. Why the moat construction? Because chat voted for it. There's a more detailed answer. But basically, I work on the projects that chat votes on, and chat voted on a moat. The bigger reason is that I've been attacked pretty regularly by wolves, and a moat's going to keep me safer from the wolves than not having one. When in doubt, blame chat. Yeah, exactly. You know my motto now. My secrets have been revealed. Alright, before I do the palisade walls, I'm going to do duckboard around where the palisade walls are going to go. And because those spots should be nice and flat. And it looks like the floodgate is all set up. Obviously, it's not stopping all the water. There's some graphical abnormalities, let's call it. But it's more or less the way I want it. I have less than a year of food, so as you can see, there's a big red marker up there because I've been focusing on this mega project. I really have not been focusing on trying to you know, have a balanced food production, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet. We should have some harvests coming. Also, how many turnip seeds do I have now? Because I have 106. Okay. Yeah, I've been investing all of my turnips. Instead of having them yield actual turnips that are edible, we turn them all into seeds. So that I can... because I only had 25 seeds to begin with. Now I have about 100 seeds that are freed up. So if we wanted a significantly large turnip farm, I could do it. Here comes the snow. What are these guys building here? You're crafting... Oh, they're probably crafting firewood. They're going around where the logs are and chopping up the firewood. That makes sense. It is winter. Why is the screw pump not getting built? Let's see. I'll go to the jobs menu. Try to find it. It's probably at the bottom. Yeah, build screw pump. It's right there. Just at the bottom of a laundry list of things to do. Yeah, we're already on winter 8, or year 8. Time does fly, especially when you're working on big projects like this. So I think once the moat is done, I'll put up the poll again, whether you want palisades. But the moat alone should probably keep us mostly safe from wolves. And then paired with that is guard buildings. So the purpose of the moat is to funnel the enemies into where we want them, and then to build guard buildings that are manned by goblins, or goblined by goblins, that have weapons and armor, so that when the wolves do attack, they come in through this bridge where the guards are, and the guards posted will be way more capable at killing the wolves than just like our random farmers and miners and diggers and all that. And I'm going to tell them to use a wood spear as a weapon. And a stone mace. So a maceman and a spearman. So here we go. As you can see, they are posted and guarding. I am not going to have them posted and guarding right now. Only because there are no wolves. There is no wolf threat. And I don't have a huge population, so I want everybody working. But when there is distant howls, I can send guards over to man the gate. And just for the aesthetics, I'll put palisades here. But I'm not going to do a complete wall unless you guys ask for it. Just because it's a lot of work. Come on, last group pump, let's go! You guys are killing me. Alright, where is it on the jobs? Probably at the bottom. No, it's not. Got bumped up. Where is it? Oh, it's at the top. Okay, someone's already working on it. Good. Thank you, Calro. Okay, with that done, I'm going to change the ground height of this here, which is keeping the rest of the water at bay. And then I'm going to set up the screw pumps to not drain automatically. Actually, well, let's do a little test to make sure that they work to drain. And then once we know that they drain, we'll actually flood the moat. Thank you for tuning in to Goblin Camp, which originally streamed live on Twitch August 30th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow goblins.